This is from Foreign Lands and People on page 166 by Robert Schumann. Okay, so for this piece, voicing the melody is really important, especially in the right hand because the right hand plays a lot of notes that are not the melody. And so something I would say to help the student is I would have them play the melody and only the melody through the whole piece so they can know what the melody sounds like. And then another thing I could do, I could have them do, depending on the level of the student, this might be a little tricky for them, but playing the melody legato while the accompaniment, everything, all the other notes are staccato. So it sounds something like that. The next thing is this piece is important to have clear pedaling. And so I used to have trouble lifting up the pedal too fast and then the pedal would like click or make a loud sound. And so something I could tell the student to imagine is like the pedal is like an elevator. It's not fast and it doesn't jolt at the top. It's smooth and steady. The next thing is in the second measure, there's a fingering that says 4-5, and that means to play, in this case it's F sharp, to play it first with your fourth finger and then move to the pinky. And so something I could tell the student to help them is it's like a baseball dive, like diving into home base, like sliding into home base. It's fluid and one motion, or you could also say like a volleyball dive, like diving, going to dive for the ball. The next thing is in measure 5, there's a G that's tied, and so you play the G with your second finger and then the 5 with the B, and then it goes to a D. And so some students might want to stretch, and that's a really big stretch. But you don't have to do that especially because they're eighth notes. So you're really not even supposed to hold that B down. And so something to help the student is to bounce in between the notes. So hold the G down with your pointer while bouncing between the B and the D, and then it's tied, so then it goes to the C and the E. So just doing that until it feels comfortable. And then throughout the piece, there's really big intervals that are hard to reach for most people, and you're not even supposed to hold the notes down because they're eighth notes. So just like bouncing from note to note, and be careful that the student doesn't internalize that as like staccato, because sometimes we say bouncing and staccato, but they're not staccato. Yeah. And then the last thing is in measure 9, the left hand starts to have stems, which indicates a melody. And so I like to voice the melody right there, but it's just a decision for the student to make for their own interpretation. So yeah, that's everything. Bye.